While most children are content playing with toys and hanging out with their friends, some of them have higher ambitions of fame and fortune. Others are given their fat bank accounts simply by luck of being born into the right family. Whatever the case may be, it's clear that these rich kids of the world are enjoying a far more luxurious lifestyle than most of us are used to. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out exactly who's rolling in the dollars. Before we take you on a journey of childhood wealth, you should probably hit both subscribe and bell notification buttons to make sure you never miss one of our awesome videos. Tech billionaire Elon Musk has got a fair amount of kids, 5 in fact. The Musk fortune will surely be left to them all at some point in time, since their father has the chance to pull in a whack ton of money from multiple companies he owns. Some of the most well-known of the bunch include Tesla and SpaceX. This investment and media attention surrounding these companies leads many to correctly believe that Elon's got a fair amount of cash. His net worth is said to be around $22 billion. This means that if Elon manages to blow $2 billion on his own adventures in life, the kids will still get a whopping $4 billion each. But just because they'll be inheriting their wealth does not mean they're not tasting it just yet. Elon takes his kids on an annual camping trip, which might not sound like much, but we're betting he's splashing out on the best spots and equipment. Elon also started a school called Ad Astra, which is Latin for to the stars. It hasn't got many students, as apparently only 40 kids go there, so we're thinking there's a focus on quality over quantity. But of course, Elon's kids go there, alongside some of the SpaceX employees' kids. Next, let's take a trip across to the other side of the world to visit our next rich kid, Richest Saeed Belhassa. He's possibly one of the richest kids in Dubai and has a sneaker collection worth around $1 million. Other than that, he enjoys showing off his lifestyle on his Instagram account, which has got 1.5 million followers. He's also in the world of business and apparently co-owns a streetwear line called KA1. When he's not putting together this business, he's working on his own e-commerce shop, which must be very profitable considering the number of people he's got following him on the web. The world of technology and social media has made a person gain more money than most people will ever see in their lives. In this case, that person is Mark Zuckerberg, one of the creators of social media site Facebook. The interesting thing here is that his kids are very young, but have been very fortunately born into wealth. What this means is that they could find themselves holding much of Mark's cash, since his net worth is around $53.8 billion. Between both of them, we estimate that they'd easily get at the very minimum $10 billion each. Although, if you were to take a look into their lifestyle, you'd find that they're probably going to live a fairly normal life. Mark is not one to flash his money around, and he'll likely raise his kids to act in a similar fashion. He drives a black Acura TSX, which is only valued at $30,000. The tech legend has already made it clear that he will not be spoiling his kids in the extreme. This means that they might live normal lives that require them to find their own fortunes. Traditionally, any royal family is rich, but the British family is one that's especially known for their wealth. Prince George Alexander Louis is without a doubt going to live a lavish lifestyle. The royals basically enjoy the best of everything from weddings to $24,000 a year preschools that have been called the best English education money can buy. While his net worth is not directly known just yet, it's clear that the family isn't going broke anytime soon. His father, Prince William, is worth around $40 million, while his mother, Kate Middleton, is also worth around $7 million. That means that this kid is definitely going to inherit a lot of money, because this family is worth a huge $88 billion as a whole. The prince can already be seen enjoying the best of the best in terms of the quality of his clothes and the houses that he spends his time in. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are basically royals in the eyes of some people, and their kids, Knox and Vivian Jolie Pitt, might just have the lifestyle and fortune to back themselves up in that area. And these two kids will likely follow in their parents' footsteps, in terms of working in the entertainment industry, raking in even more dollars. The first time their lives started to pull in some cash was with People magazine and the licensing of images containing the dynamic duo. That's not the only manner in which they'd make some cash, though, because there's also their future inheritance. Brad Pitt is armed with a net worth of around $240 million, and their mother, Angelina Jolie, is supported by a smaller, but still very large, $160 million. Assuming that they'd only get a portion of that means that they're easily going to be financially stable forever. But while these kids seem like they might still be quite down to earth, rich kid Valentina Paloma Pinault is one of the most spoiled people around. Valentina is no ordinary child, because at the age of 11 years old, she's already got an entire home in her name and a net worth of 12 million, which of course she got from her parents, François-Henri Pinault and actress Salma Hayek. None of this is taking into account the reality that her father alone is worth a sweet 17.3 billion, while her mother is worth 85 million. It's more than clear that her parents want her to be educated. At the age of 3, Valentina was speaking 3 languages, which is more than the average person will ever even think about learning or speaking. Valentina comes with a closet of clothes, but not just the ordinary stuff that almost everyone has got in their house, but instead, many custom-made items. Danielyn Hope Marshall Burkhead, the next rich kid on our list, seems slightly more down to earth than Valentina. This piece of work is the daughter of Anna Nicole Smith, a model worth around 50 million. Danielyn is most likely going to inherit 59 million. While she may not be able to hold a social media account due to her only being 12 years old, she does appear in images apparently uploaded by her father, Larry Burkhead. The two are often seen on Instagram dressed up for various occasions, but she still managed to build up her career. Danielyn has actually been modeling since she was 6 years old for Guess Kids. She's also done a little bit of film by appearing on everything from Entertainment Tonight to Access Hollywood. All in all, she seems to live a pretty normal life for a tween. She plays the violin, explores the world of science by making slime, and enjoys roller coasters. Kim Kardashian's kids, Saint West, Chicago West, and Northwest, are all loaded. Naturally, they've got the Kardashian West name backing up their lifestyle, and will most certainly attempt to live as their parents did. It's safe to assume that the children of any Kardashian would be 2 things. The first being always in the spotlight, and the second being incredibly wealthy. Kim's 3 children are raised alongside her husband, Kanye West. Simply put, they're never going to need to worry about money. North in particular is reported to have a wardrobe worth around $1 million. Kim Kardashian has a net worth of 350 million, and Kanye's is reported to be in the region of 160 million. What this means is that these kids are going to be able to live more than comfortably. This is especially true since many people in the Kardashian family seem to always find a way to make more money somehow. Another kid you're bound to be jealous of is Blue Ivy Carter. She's the daughter of Jay-Z and Beyonce, and has an Instagram account with 147,000 followers. And it seems her age hasn't stopped her from forming opinions on everything from art to culture. She caused a scene in March 2018 for throwing up a huge $19,000 at an art auction for an acrylic painting of a young Sidney Poitier. However, Blue Ivy seems to understand her wealth, and is often seen thanking both of her rich parents for everything. It's definitely a moment that tugs on the heartstrings. But if her knowledge of art dealerships and social media usage doesn't manage to pull in a sweet living for her, then she might have to wait for the inheritance of her parents, which will be a lot considering they have a combined net worth of just over $1 billion. Beyonce is worth roughly 355 million, and Jay-Z hits the mark at 900 million. This power couple are up there with America's richest, and their continued work together suggests there's no slowing down their income. How lucky for little Blue Ivy. On top of all that, she goes to a private school in West Hollywood known as the Center for Early Education. Tuition appears to run from $21,000 a year at a minimum. There's also higher tuition costs that can run 12 months of education into the $30,000 mark. Our final rich kid is one that you might not have heard of, but she's still quietly balling behind the scenes. Their names are Suri Cruise, Connor Cruise, and Isabella Jane Cruise, and they're all in for a financial treat when they're old enough. Each of the kids will be packing heat in the cash department, since they've got a father whose net worth is 550 million. As for Suri's mother, Katie Holmes, she's also got a net worth of around 25 million. This translates to each of the kids getting more than 10 million when their parents pass it on. Suri has gone to not 1, but 2 private education facilities in her life. Those were New Village Leadership Academy, which is rumored to cost around $22,000 per year, and Avenues, the World School, which runs roughly $54,450 per year. Suri has been spotted wandering around with her parents, dressed head to toe in a fancy fur coat and sparkling clothes underneath. Her mom claims that Suri has a larger shoe collection than Katie does, and she hopes that it'll always stay that way. And if that wasn't wasn't enough to prove to you that Suri knows her stuff when it comes to luxury fashion, keep in mind that avid followers have even made a blog about her. It was launched way back in 2008 and has been updated frequently ever since. Well, that's all for this video, folks. Can you think of any other famous kids with this level of wealth? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.